Welcome to the DMF. I am your host, Justin Yachts, and today is part two of my interviews with Oliver Crooms IV. He is an entrepreneur, a producer, and an actor, and he is also the creator of the Carolina Film Festival, which will be in Charlotte, North Carolina on October 14th at the Independent Picture House. Enjoy. Now we're transitioning into the Carolina Film Festival. You've talked a little bit about that. What was like the spark?
Well, my spark was really just want to do something new in Charlotte. There is a lot of other festivals going on right now, a lot of film festivals actually. But my main goal is again to inspire and motivate people, but I also want to take the festival and pretty much put it on wheels. We're not able to do it now very efficiently. We tried it once. We gave it a trial run in South Carolina. It wasn't a huge turnout, but my main goal is to be able to take the festival and move to different cities in North and South Carolina. So maybe one day, one year, we'd be in Fayetteville having the Carolina Film Festival. We might be in Myrtle Beach hosting the Carolina Film Festival. We might be in a small town, Lexington, hosting the Carolina Film Festival. There's no town, no city that's too big or too small for us to come us and like show a spotlight in your city and have celebrity guests come in and like what other festival does that? Like we want to go and like show a little love to all the Carolinas and not just Charlotte. So we wanted to build up our base here in Charlotte first, as home, and maybe a couple years from now, 5 years from now, we could take that risk and go out to Wilmington and host the Carolina Film Festival, respectfully to and like link up with the other festivals because there's ever the festivals in other cities. So we're not trying to step on any toes, but we want to go out and do our thing and like bridge the gap between Carolinians and the film community all around the world to that part of the city, and then always come back to our home base in Charlotte. So that's what's that inspiration is to see that be implemented one day.
But you still want to keep it in the Carolinas. You don't want to move it outside of it. But you're saying like if we can take it into different parts of the state, which I think is a great idea, like maybe Asheville. Asheville has a very nice art community. I think they would appreciate, a film festival there.
Oh yeah.
And
there's a lot of RC area like Winston-Salem, Asheville, like you mentioned. Yes, we want to move it around, but maybe like every other year we come back to Charlotte, or we may have other events that's not the Carolina Film Festival. We may have special screenings, or we may have workshops with a prolific filmmaker. We may have some really cool Q&As that's outside of the film festival. We may have student workshops. Most of those are going to always be in Charlotte, but the main big film festival, we might move that around every other year or something like that.
So how did you, because you have like kind of a group together that you put together to start this thing. How did that come about?
Actually, I did it the hard way. I did it all by myself the first year.
Really?
So the first year was really hard, but it was very rewarding and blessing to see. I was in multiple newspapers and multiple news, and it was very successful. Now I do have a team of judges. I have a board member team that here to support me what I'm doing, and we work together to do a great job. So I couldn't have done this without the board. I couldn't have done this without all the judges who judge all the movies. They did a great job this year.
Talk a little bit about though starting a film festival with just you. How do you go about doing that? Like,
because I still have a full-time job as well. So it's I feel like one day I can write a book about time management. Because when I hear people say like, I don't have enough time in the day, I was like, man, you do not know.
You gotta make time.
You gotta make time. You gotta make time to make it work. But yeah, when you're really passionate about something or someone, you always make time. You make it work. There's been times I was in meetings and I have to run back to work and I have to sneak outside. It's just as simple as that. I just make it work. I just make time. And anytime I feel like it's under my head, I call on my family. So I had a great family unit. So like my mom, my sister, my brother, my dad. Even the day of the festival, my sister, my brother-in-law were kind of handling things. And, they were my volunteers. And the little handful of us made it work, But one day we will be like the huge festivals, which I know we will be, and have tons of volunteers and tons of all these things, but we're working towards that. But right now, I got a lot more help now than I had before.
Yeah. So what was the first thing you did when you started this film festival? Like what's some of the first things you did?
Probably get that name incorporated. to make sure that was safe. I went on hired someone to create a cool looking logo. I wanted the Carolina to stand out more than film festival. Like film festival was there, but you notice the Carolinas like the in white
Yeah,
and gold. And film festival, because when people wear the shirt, I wanted to know that we represent the Carolina. No matter what it is you want to look at it and then look deeper like, oh, it's a film festival.
yeah,
So if you're out in LA with that, or if you're in Ohio with that shirt, you're like, what's Carolina? What is that? Oh, it's a film
yeah.
festival. I wanted that feel. So got that logo the way I wanted. Get that website built, get the social media going, and then I take off and network. So I made a lot of friends I have now who are festival owners, like Trey from Cine Odyssey. I
Yeah,
met
I met him. I met him
Andrew.
this weekend.
Oh,
Good,
great.
good guy.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Like Andrew over at the Carolina Film Network, Julie at the Carolina Film Community, or people at the Charlotte Film Festival, people everywhere. So I started going to their events and networking and going to film community meetings and always asking, hey, can I talk about the Carolina Film Festival? Can I talk
yeah,
to this is when nobody know who I am. Not to say I'm a famous person now, but
yeah,
that's when nobody knew who I was. But now if I kind of walk in a room, more likely people are like, there's some people that gonna know who I am. They're gonna know who I
yeah.
am. So I don't have to work as hard now. But before then, I was just kind of the new kid. Say, here's my new. Can I talk about this? And I hold a flyer about this new thing I'm doing. So
Yeah.
to answer your question, all is that were the first things I did: get a new website, get the name done, got the logo, and then go out and network.
Network and network. Wow, that's great.
Yes, it was like starting a movement more than just a festival. It was like getting I get my first shirt made, let people know who I am. I'm a walking billboard, basically. Like
Yeah,
this.
I imagine a lot of people were very receptive to it in the community.
Oh yes, most definitely,
Yeah,
yes. Most
yeah,
definitely.
that's great. So yeah, so that was 2018, and then
Yes.
so 2019 comes, and
Our
you do
second
now you
annual festival. Yep.
and you add you've got judges at this time. Now you've added some people to it. When you started it, was it just shorts? Was it?
Oh, we're still doing shorts. So we got
Yeah,
different categories. We have
yeah.
best
Talk about the
shorts.
categories.
Yeah, we got best short, best music video, best student film. Um, we have best trailer, which is a fun category. And every other year we will sprinkle something new. Like one time we had best drones. One year we had something else kind of cool. But one thing that also makes us different is that those 5 or 6 core categories, if you are nominated for that, then you are automatically in the pool for best director and most creative. So
Mm,
those are like 2 wild cards. So basically it's technically there's a chance you could walk out with 2 awards. You could have, submitted for one category but leave with 2 awards. Like if you have let's say
yeah.
the person who directed This Is America by Danny Glover, that how amazing that music video was, how it was in one shot all around. That
Yeah.
was so boss, that was so amazing, so creative. More likely if that came to our festival, that probably would have won best director or best or most creative, along with best music video. So that gives best trailer, best music video, best documentary. That gives them a leg up to be in a pool for something else as well. Because
Mm,
best short is that's our bread and butter. That's a big award.
yeah.
That's like our main award. But best director and most creative is a new icing on the cake where anybody can like be in be in the line for that wild card.
So the pandemic happens. How do you deal with the
Yeah.
film festival then? Do you just go virtual or?
We didn't go virtual. So what we did is we did link up with other film festivals, like I told you about Trey and the other ones. And
Mm,
this was actually Trey's idea. We actually came together and created something called the One Charlotte Film Fest. And we was on the news about this too. So One Charlotte Film Fest, or the number one CLT Film Fest, as you can find on Instagram, is a collection of different filmmakers. People always say, there's so many film festivals all over. That's so much. Why y'all do so many? Well, this is a unification of all of us together where we could come together and do speaking engagements or like at this, I couldn't make it this time, but we also came together for the Charlotte Film Festival. One CLT
yeah.
came to the Charlotte Film Festival and did there. And we also had a virtual, as you mentioned, a virtual festival during the pandemic at that time. as far as me in the Charlotte and the Carolina Film Festival, we actually went on a hiatus, and it actually had nothing to do with the pandemic. We were just in a transition to be a for-profit to a nonprofit, and that took a long process to be a nonprofit. So we're now a nonprofit. This is our first year as a nonprofit. So I used that pandemic time to get the paperwork and go through the process and get that all taken care of.
Talk a little bit about, that transition
Well,
from,
it's just a lot of paperwork and and trying to dissolve one business and then uplift it as a nonprofit, and hopefully that will open doors for us, and that's an opportunity for us to apply for grants. I mean, they're all grants for profit, but hopefully this be more easier for us,
yeah.
and for sponsorships, and because we are doing things for community. At one time, we were partnering with a school called the Emerald School of Excellence, and that is a school
Yeah.
that's catered for students who are battling drug addiction and substance abuse disorder. And I will come over there once every 2 weeks or so and teach them how to edit on their computer, or how to shoot a camera, and I actually produced some type of documentary, or I did something, some kind of film for them, for one of their galas, their ball, to raise money. So I have a relationship with them, and kudos and to Mary Ferreira, who is the president and principal for that school. But yeah, we do different stuff with communities, and I'm open for new opportunities to do things for the community as a nonprofit as well.
Was the Carolina Film Festival last year, or was that when you guys were on hiatus?
The Carolina Film Festival, we only had two so far, which was in 2018 and
Okay.
2019. And then from since there, we was on hiatus, and we participated in the one Charlotte Film Fest I mentioned
Yeah.
virtually. So we just submitted two films. Like each film festival submitted two films to represent their festival, and that was a really fun experience. But since then, uh, our new festival that's coming in next week on the 14th, that's our latest festival that we have since 2019. So even though we've been in business for 5 years, this will be our third annual event.
Okay, cool. And this would be at the Independent Picture House.
Yes, the Independent Picture House. Our first times having it there. Yes.
I think that's a great place for Charlotte, especially for filmmakers and just for film in general. Charlotte used to have all these different theaters, but a lot of them were owned by the, AMC and Regal. And now
Right.
we have a nonprofit movie theater so that we can you can do things like this.
And
And
they're
I
very
think it's
helpful for the process as far as transitioning the movies to make sure it's formatted correctly for their projectors, handling the box office stuff. So that's one less thing I have to worry about. Like if you buy tickets from my website, it takes you directly to their site. Michael and everybody over there at Independent Picture House has been very helpful. And I really appreciate them being here in Charlotte to have an independent house like that.
absolutely. Did you have a template for the way you wanted the film festival to be? Was like when you were thinking about it?
The way we have it now is amazing, and I like to keep it that way for a while. But I want to ultimately have it where like the other festivals are, where it lasts a whole weekend or a half a week or a week, and you can screen multiple things. So what the way I have it is a good and not so good way. Well, a good and a challenging way is that you kind of squeeze everything, and like the whole festival is like a couple hours. So it
Yeah.
starts at 1 this year, probably going to end around 5. But in that 3 or 4 hours, that represents our entire festival. Instead of having for a whole week, we have it just for 3 or 4 hours. But that's also amazing because on our festival, we legitimately only screening the best of the best of the best of the best. So that might some people might not be they may be upset the situation where their films are being screened at other festivals around, but it didn't make it to ours. That's only because we only choose in 4 or 3 best short category, best short
Yeah.
nominees, or only 3 trailers instead of having a day where we're screening 9 movies. No, we're going to show you the best of the best. So it makes it more competitive. It makes it fun, and it makes it enjoyable. You're not being dragged out by so many movies that maybe shouldn't have made it in a certain category, but we're just putting there to make somebody happy. Like, no, the way we have set up is straight ahead with those top tiers.
Talk about reviewing movies to be selected for your film festival. How does that go about?
Yeah, so we're partnered with the Film Freeway is our party site. So Film Freeway has is set up where people can submit their films to us and for us to review the films and judge it that way. And in that way we're reviewing different categories in each film. So one is creativity, one is cinematography, acting, lighting, pacing, which is very important. There's a
Mm.
movie where the pacing's all over the place. Structure, and I think that's one or two other things. But yeah, we rate that 1 out of 10 for each thing. Our judges write detailed notes about why they came up with what they came up with. And at the end of the season, we all collectively come in a Zoom call or meet in person, discuss each film, vouch for each film, why we think this should have made it, why this shouldn't have made it, and that's how we come up with our nominees. We go through rigorous viewings through each film and judging each one by its merit. We have a code of ethics so that we don't have to worry about anybody like voting for any film that they're in or their kids are in or their children or their parents are in. So there's certain rules and regulations we have. Then we all meet together and talk it through. So we have a dialogue about each film, each nominee. So we feel very good about our decisions at the very end.
Are you looking at films outside of North Carolina and South Carolina as well?
Oh yes, sir. Oh yeah, we receive films from everywhere. Remember our first year, even the second year, it was I think the second year the best animated film was out in Germany. But yeah, we get films from Africa, Germany, Europe, all over the place. But also just for other states. Like we get some great, great films from New York. There
Mm.
was some films that we received, and I saw some actors that I know of. I seen it on TV. Like I was like, oh, I think I saw this person on Law and Order SVU, or I saw this person on a movie, And again, the competition was so hard. Like even some of those films didn't make the cut. So it's just
Yeah.
like it's very competitive. So yeah, it's a great time to watch them.
You have some special guests coming in. Talk a little bit
Yes.
about how you're bringing in special guests.
Oh yes. Let me actually put this up so I won't mess up their names. Yes, we do have a Q&A coming in. Well, first of all, oh there you go. Yeah. I'll put them on my computer as well. Kudos to our host this year, Fly Tide, who is a radio personality and he's
Mm.
also a news personality. And he also hosts with his wife Jacinda for the Charlotte Hornets. So they're very popular in Charlotte, and we're very lucky to have them on board. And Fly Tide, he's gonna do a great job. I can't wait for y'all
Yeah.
to see him work. Here we go. So we have Jerome Core, Catherine Matson, and Chris Spencer. So I'm really excited about all of them. Jerome Core, he's the head of the United States Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility content for Amazon Studios. So he's
Oh,
going to really talk a lot about what he does in Amazon Studios, how people might see a different way, the amazing things to make sure everybody have the opportunity who might be defranchised, and he'll make sure everybody have a fair, balanced opportunity to have their film screened or overseen to the executives at Amazon Studios. So I'm really excited for people to be able to ask him questions. He's going to be called. Oh, by the way, all these people are calling in from Zoom. So he's calling in out
okay,
of
cool.
LA. Catherine Mann said it was great talking to her. It was great talking to her before. Then she's the sound supervisor for Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, a lot of other movies and TV shows. 10-time Emmy nominated sound supervisor. She and I was geeking out about Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is one of my favorite shows of all time. So she's going to be zooming in as well. Oh, you're a Breaking Bad fan too?
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. So
Oh
good.
yeah. So yeah,
One of the
it was
best series, other than probably like The Wire, that like
right.
beginning to end didn't mess it up. I mean,
No,
you look
yeah,
at
never messed up.
you,
Yes.
you look at Game of Thrones. I saw you guys hosted a party for that, and I was like, man, that must have been kind of a bummer.
Right, yeah, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit on that.
And be like,
Um, but Catherine, it was interesting to talk to her, and she's also a musician, and
oh, really?
yeah, she's a musician, a classically trained musician. So she's going to talk about how important sound is to a movie, not just music, and not even
Mm.
music, but her specialty is sound. So the sound effects and all that stuff, and how sound is a big deal to make a movie the way it is. or a TV show. And hopefully people at the festival who are musicians or sound engineers
Yeah.
will be inspired. So I like to show different levels for people at our festival. Chris Spencer, he is a big time person. So we're really blessed to have him involved. He's a writer involved in writing for the Emmys, for the BET Awards, for the MTV Awards, for BET Honors. He's involved with a lot of stuff with Paramount Pictures. He is the creator and the founder of the Real Husbands of Hollywood with Kevin Hart, Nick Cannon, and a lot of. He's the person that came up with the
Oh yeah,
idea,
yeah.
got all those friends together. He's a co-executive producer for Grownish, which is a spinoff of Blackish. He's been involved with a lot of ABC shows and all that kind of stuff. So he may not have
Shondaland.
enough. You said what?
Shondaland.
Shondaland, yes, I think he's involved with all that stuff with ABC. So we don't even have a lot of time to like really let them let loose. But with the time we do have with them, I'm excited for people to be ask them questions and learn things
Great.
and be inspired with them. They're all calling in from the West Coast, so even just having that layer for the Carolina Film Festival is amazing to me. But
Talk
yeah,
a little bit about going about getting those people. Like, what would you, where would you go? Just for people that,
um,
curious.
I'm a hustler, man. I have some networks and connections from
Yeah.
different parts of the industry, but a lot of it also is just me sending DMs or like sending emails or reaching out to the agents and asking they'd be interested in. And some I never got a response from. Some I did get a response for,
Yeah.
but they just didn't have the time. I think there was one director from Game of
That would
Thrones
have
you
been
mentioned that wanted to do it, but he didn't wasn't available that day. And yeah, that pretty much just me reaching out to them.
that's the way. Yeah. Just gotta
Yeah, old school way,
do you
man.
decide on them? Do you have like a list for
Oh,
each year?
I just kind of look at IMDb and trying to see. I wonder if I can find somebody that's into music, like a sound
Mm.
engineer, or can I find a composer this year? Or okay, I can't find a composer this year. I would love to get an executive producer. Do I want to do all actors this year? Like I like to get a little bit of different realms. Like this will be our
Yeah.
first year having an executive for a major streaming studio. So I feel like that's a huge win for us. Chris Spencer, again, the founder of the
Mm.
Hollywood, what's it called? The Hollywood whatever. That show, like he's the founder of that. That's a big deal for us. So I'm really blessed and honored to have them. Catherine, involved with Breaking Bad, that kind of stuff.
Where do you see the film festival going?
Um Pretty much not to over say what I said earlier, but it's pretty much what I said earlier about taking the festival on the wheels to different cities in the Carolinas. I want to be able, I want to be to a level, to add more to what I'm saying, I want to be to a level where if we bring in Denzel Washington or Lawrence Fishburne or Jennifer Lawrence down, they know, oh, we're going to the Carolinas. Oh, it must be the Carolina Film Festival, right? Oh, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be very
Yeah.
professional. I want to have that reputation with the Carolina Film Festival and that we can bring people to do things. I want to have scholarships one day. I want to do more with the nonprofit side. I want to have opportunities where I can partner with schools and be an ally when it comes to bringing more films into the Carolinas, more in the political space. A lot of people don't know this yet. Your viewers gonna know this your viewers gonna be the first to know this. But we have a video presentation greeting from the mayor. Mayor Val Lyles is sending a greeting video to us. Also, Congressman Jeff Jackson also sent a greeting video. They wish they could come, but they couldn't come, so they sent video greetings that we're going to screen at the film festival. So I want to be more in tune with the political side as well. Our last festival, we had Senator Paulo Jr. to talk about incentives and stuff like that. So we want to be able to tap into how to get more film jobs in North Carolina and South Carolina. We want to talk about how to produce films, and we want to talk to inspire more of the upcoming students, have student workshops. So I know that's a bloated answer, but it's so much I want to see in the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah. All right. That's great. But you also in the banking industry. I believe your title is Global Financial Crime Specialist for Bank of America. Is that correct?
Yes, that's so true. Yes. I've been working at Bank of America for probably roughly 12 years. I started in mortgages and modifications, then I verged into like compliance. Now I'm in anti-money laundering, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm in, like you said, I'm a global financial crime specialist, so I do a lot with that. Now I'm stepping into monitoring and testing. So I'm monitoring and
Hmm.
testing the process of what the front lines are doing and how to modify it, update the job aids, and all that good stuff.
This is kind of my like little inside the actor's studio questions that I ask all my guests. So the first
Okay.
question I always ask is, do you have a beginning of the day routine?
Hmm. It's trying to wake up as my routine, man. I'll be so sleepy. I don't have a routine like I used to. Probably just the same normal thing, like take my shower and get myself together. Other than that, just go to work my day job.
Cool, cool. Do you
Yeah.
have a nighttime routine?
I love watching TV to go to sleep. I got the TV off before I go to bed though, but I love to watch TV. Um, and yeah, just give me a chance to relax because there's so much I'm doing today with Spider-Man and film festival and
Yeah.
acting and work. So I like to just kind of turn my head off and just turn my brain off, just watch some on TV while I relax.
Cool, cool. Do you meditate?
I do prayer. I pray when I can. So that would be my meditation, I suppose. I pray and I work out. Working out is kind of probably like a meditation. It's like it makes me like do a lot of thinking while working out, but it also just let me not think at the same time. Like I'm gonna listen to music, I'm pumping, and it makes me be in my happy place. And it's very therapeutic when I work out, when I run, when I be active.
Yeah, yeah. What are you reading right now?
Hmm. What I'm reading right now, funny enough, this is silly. It's a silly book, but I'm
Yeah.
reading because I'm a big fan of Parks and Rec. But
Hmm.
there's a book from if you're a fan of Parks and Rec, but Leslie Nope, the main character has a book that she wrote on in the show, and now you can actually buy that book, and
Yeah.
the book has full of Easter eggs and all every fan's dream is going through that book and seeing like talk about the different characters, about the different town stuff in Pawnee. So I
Is
just
it
kind of
is
read
it
it.
written in character?
Yes, it's written in character, like
Okay, okay,
as
that's
if
cool.
Leslie wrote it, like with so silly and funny. Yeah.
Cool. What are you listening to right now?
What I'm listening to, it's visually and listening, but I've just been watching a lot of YouTube lately. So YouTube has been like my podcast slash enjoyment. Like I've been watching YouTube more than TV lately.
Hmm.
But as far as listening to music, I just my same old playlist, just a mixture of different things while I'm working out. If
Yeah.
that's Doja Cat, that's Kanye West, if that's a mixture of even some gospel songs, whatever it is that's in my head while I'm pumping, working out.
I love it. What are you watching right now?
I'm rewatching Law and Order SVU. I know I mentioned it earlier. I've just
Yeah.
been watching all that a lot lately, actually. I love animated stuff. I'm looking forward to watching Loki when that comes out tomorrow, or Thursday.
Uh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I think it's
yeah, so I might mention, but yeah, I've been watching Law and Order a lot lately at night. It just enjoying watching good drama and stuff like that.
so what's your favorite Marvel movie?
That's hard, man. I would say my top five or six. That's even hard. But I would say Captain America: Civil War, Captain America: The Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
Endgame, Infinity War, Black Panther, the
yeah,
original Iron Man, the first Iron Man.
yeah. I like that.
Yeah, but they're so. I mean, they're like 30 something deep. So there's a lot to pick from, man.
Yeah,
Probably the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah.
Those are like my
What
top seven.
did you get a chance to see the third one?
Yes, it's amazing. It's good.
What do you think of that?
That
That was
was
an
good. It was
amazing
tough, man. That
film.
was that was good. That was good.
I mean,
A little sad, but it was good. I think Shang-Chi might be an honorable mention. That under a lot of people rated. That was actually a fun movie too.
yeah, I liked Shang-Chi. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I liked it. I
Yeah.
love the actor who played his father. He's like a famous actor
Yes, yes, he is good. Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
So, seeing him do that, I don't know, he just brought so much. He could play this he's playing this character who's, kind of devious, but you also understand where he's coming from. So,
Yeah,
so you like don't truly hate it, you don't truly hate him, it's just
right.
a
Yeah.
really complicated character. So yeah, I like Shang-Chi. I was kind of blown away with that one. That one was pretty good. What did you think of Black Panther 2?
Oh, I love Black Panther. Oh, you talking about the second one?
The
It
second
was,
one.
yeah, it was
I
good.
mean, they were handed cards that
It was impossible.
fortunate. I mean,
If they
yeah.
recast it, they've been eaten up alive. If they didn't, they got eaten up alive too. Um, it
Do you
was
think they should recast it eventually just so that,
yes,
T'Challa's
yes,
character is
yes,
is
hands
still
down.
around?
Yeah, because it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Because it's like I believe Chadwick Boseman will want his because he knew how important that character is.
Yeah. He was
Not to put
great.
race into it, but like we have this very prolific, important black character, and I guess he's not important enough to be recast and keep the legacy going on. We use an excuse, well, the actor passed away, so there's nobody can fill those shoes. I'm like, so you're saying that there's
Yeah.
out of all the black actors in the world, you saying nobody else could do just a good job? That's
Yeah.
also insulting. You saw it's like there's just like
Yeah.
so Heath Ledger passed away, but we got the joke. We got another Joker, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
With
Well, how long did it take us to get the Joker though back? We got 2008. We didn't get another Joker till like 2016, I think. So I mean
right,
they made us, kind of wait a little bit till we find, but I agree. I think that, it's coming because it's a great character. I mean, it's just sad because I really would have loved to see what Ryan Coogler's. I mean, I heard like rumors that originally they were going to do Doctor Doom
yeah,
against T'Challa, and I thought that would have been really good because you have the parallels of the two. You have these two characters ruling their countries, and
yeah. It would have been so. They should.
you could have done like the difference between the two, which would have been really cool. I found Namor, not to be as interesting a character as Killmonger. He
Right,
just
yeah, I agree.
didn't make you. I was all for Shuri getting it, but I just thought that it just they
Plus,
got a bad deal. It's
right. Plus, you killed T'Challa three times. T'Challa died in the first movie where
yeah,
he died a second time with Endgame. I'm sorry, with Infinity War.
yeah,
He died again on his second movie. So he died three times.
yeah.
So what they could have did is they could have made the movie. They could have made Black Panther Wakanda happen during the blip. So they could have made it where so that gave you the opportunity to bring him back if you wanted to,
That
and
would have
even
been cool.
recast it, or even do the movie during a blip and
Yeah,
keep the child out for a while.
yeah,
And maybe if you have to do a recast, and it's easy to do the recast after after the Secret Wars, if there's like a soft reboot or there's like a T'Challa from another universe to fulfill in that spot. There's ways you can throw it out there. Like
yeah,
even the whole story with Shuri could have happened during the blip. Like the
yeah.
whole Wakanda versus um Namor could
Namor's
have happened
yeah,
during
company. Yeah,
that could have happened during the blip, but
yeah.
it yeah.
I feel like also, like I really like Jonathan Major's character. He's playing Kang, but I felt they did him wrong in
Yeah,
Quantum Main.
that was silly
This
too. Yeah.
if he's supposed to be the new Thanos, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Ant-Man should have not like even gotten a shot on him. Like,
He shouldn't even be in the Ant-Man movie. I don't know why they did that. I'm not sure.
well,
I
I thought it was
don't
gonna
know.
be a big, like it's gonna be this big movie, and instead he felt like I'm like, you already have shown now in the movie that Kang has been defeated, even though he hasn't really been defeated. You've shown that like the great thing they did with Thanos is you didn't see anybody like nail him, like get a shot in him
But
till that movie, till Infinity War. Like everybody else, if you came across Thanos, I mean, look at the very beginning of Infinity War. He you see Thor is completely helpless, can't do anything against him. He kills Idris Elba's character. He takes out the Hulk. Like they set him up so good. And
yeah,
then it's like with Kang, it's like I'm like, no, he cannot be defeated by ants. I'm sorry, you
yeah, I know. It's
can't have him getting a shot in yet. It's not time yet. He can
right.
get there, but like it shouldn't be till like all the new Avengers or whoever is coming. are ready, then you can do something with him. But till then, he needs to stay this superpower that no, if he's going to be the big bad, you know. And I just, I'm anxious to see what they do with Loki, season two. I enjoyed
Yeah, me
Loki
too.
season one because it actually had consequences of the thing. I felt like the other ones were just kind of like, nothing's really happening
Yeah,
here.
right. I agree with you. Yeah, man.
Like I don't like the spoilers. I don't
Right.
like what they did to, Don Cheadle's character in with the secret invasion thing. I'm
Yeah,
like, no, 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 no. You cannot retcon that just because
right.
you want us to be shocked. It was like, eh. So I don't, and I loved what's his name? That was the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I thought he was such
Oh
a
yeah, he was good. Yeah.
awesome villain. You could tell he's like a really like the way he's delivering his lines. I mean, he's just talking to a like a sock. There's
Right,
nobody
right.
there to him to act off of it. He's just like really in there. I was like
Right.
blown away. I was so glad that like, okay, he's not actually dead because I'm like, this is too good of a character to just
Right. Yeah,
kill
I'm
him
glad
off for one thing. He was so good.
you.
Um, anyways, but yeah, thank you, man, for doing this. This has been great.
Thank you. I had such a
Thank
great
you.
time. I really appreciate you, and thank you all for listening to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How can people reach you?
They can reach me on my Instagram is at Carolina Film Festival, or me personally, you can reach me at Ollie Crooms on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, Ollie Crooms, and our Instagram our Facebook is Carolina Film Festival, and our
Yes.
website is carolinafilmfestival.com.
And Carolina Film Festival is coming up October 14th. Do you want to
That is
talk a little bit
correct.
about where can they see this?
This will be at the Independent Picture House Theater, and it's in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 14th. Starts at 1 p.m. And you can get your tickets at carolinafilmfestival.com as well.
Well, I know I'm going to be there. All
All
right.
right. Thank you, man. Can't wait to see you
Thank you, man. Thank you.
there.
Okay, that about does it for part two of my interview with Oliver Crooms IV. I suggest you check out his film festival, the Carolina Film Festival, on October 14th in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Independent Picture House. As always, you can find me at Justin Yachts. Please like, share, and subscribe, and consider checking out the YouTube channel. And I will see you next time on the DMF.